Hello and welcome back to AOB Online. Today we're talking about the importance of being teachable and persistent. I've found in my life that the things which have the biggest effect, the things that make you successful, the things that help you get ahead, are usually quite obvious. It takes quite a long time before it really clicks and you realize what that obvious truth is. And you can go on for quite a long time not knowing, not understanding profound truths which were right under your nose the entire time. And you could say that you ought to be a better, smarter observer of the facts, to know the truth. But the reality is that we're all a bit dense. And that's where persistence comes in. The only way you're going to be able to find out the truth, to wake up one day and realize the answer that you've been overlooking the entire time, the only way you're going to do that is if you're really, really persistent. Which means you have to keep on doing the same thing wrong over and over again. Having faith that one day you're going to figure it out. One day you're going to discover that one piece that you need, that you didn't even know that you needed. Persistence means continuing to keep trying long after most people would have given up and walked away. Michelangelo, it is said, destroyed many of his trivial and less important works. The ones that were incomplete, the ones that were imperfect, the ones which he had created while he was in the process of learning how to be an artist. Because, it is said, he did not want the world to know how much effort had been required for him to make his work appear effortless. And that's how it is with anything you want to become good at. You have to be willing to learn from your mistakes. You have to be willing to stop doing things when you realize that they're not producing the best results. But you also have to be willing to keep on producing even when you have no results. You have to be willing to keep on going and keep on grinding again and again and again. And that patience is very rare. It's not a great heroic act. It's not even all that hard necessarily. It's just most people don't want to grind. Most people want a quick and easy resolution. They want things to be handed to them. And they don't want to learn. It is very funny how obvious things that you realize you took a long time to learn really are in hindsight. Simple things. Like, for example, I'm a lot better off with money right now than I used to be. Something I've worked on. And yet, what are the things that I've done that really made a difference for me financially? Well, they were simple things. Things like not going through the Starbucks drive-thru all the time anymore. Things like not trying to spend money to buy friends and loyalty from people. It was these simple lifestyle habits that, in hindsight, they were very obvious. And yet, in the moment, I didn't know. I really didn't know. I didn't know that I would have more money if I didn't spend as much money. And that seems really stupid and crazy, that I could go for quite a long time with all sorts of bad habits in my life that I had on repeat, and not really put two and two together to intimately understand that the things I was doing were barriers to my success. And sometimes the reason why we don't learn is because we don't actually believe we can succeed. We don't believe that we're not successful because we're not doing the right things. We just don't think we have the capacity to be successful. We don't believe that the blessings that we seek actually are there at all. We don't believe there's anything there to be found. And if you don't believe that there's anything there to be found, if you don't believe that you can have a breakthrough, then why would you learn? Why would you change your practice? Because you've already kind of given up before you even began. You've got to believe that there's hope, that there's opportunity. You've also got to understand that it's not going to be instantaneous, but you've got to believe it's there. And then, one day you do learn some things. You learn little things along the way in life, and then you share them. Share them with other people. You set the example and you let other people see things that you've discovered in your life. Maybe you help them on their way. Maybe for somebody else you help them understand that there's hope more than they realize, and that the answers that they're seeking are much more attainable than maybe they think. But you got to keep on grinding. You got to keep on putting in the effort. Not a lot of effort, just a consistent effort. Every day you keep on doing things. You keep on asking the question, how can I make today a little better than yesterday? How can I make somebody's life a little better than yesterday? How can I be a little more true to myself today than I was yesterday? How can I give up a few things that aren't helpful to me and trade them up for a few things that are more helpful to me? And you just keep on looking and being open. You'd be surprised, a lot of good things are right there to be found. The stars are much lower than we perhaps think that they are. You know, for a long, long time it was impossible for men to reach out to the heavens and land on the moon or travel up into the realm of space. It was totally impossible. Until the day came when it wasn't anymore. And I'm sure for the people who were sitting around in the early 20th century, 1901, back when cars were still barely being driven, when people still didn't have electricity in their houses sometimes, I'm sure there were people sitting around in 1901 who would never have believed that within their lifetime people would be walking around on the moon. And yet it happened. So, isn't it the same thing that in our lives we think to ourselves we can't achieve certain goals, we can't find happiness in our life, we can't find success in our careers, we can't find financial security, whatever it might be, we have this idea that it's impossible. So we might as well just eat, drink, be merry, waste today and not worry about it, not even try. When blessings that you've thought were impossible, they're just beyond the event horizon where you give up. They're just right around the corner. That moment is like that stock you buy, and you bought the stock and it went down a bit, and then you were discouraged about it, and then you sold the stock. And then you look the next day, and isn't it just Murphy's Law that the very next day, that's when it just went right up through the roof? And you think, if I just would have held on just one more day, then that would have paid off, but I didn't. And that's how it is with life, too. You have to keep grinding, and you have to keep being patient, and you have to keep on trying and trying and trying, just a little at a time, a little at a time. And just a little bit beyond the point where you decide you're going to give up, that's when the breakthrough would have come. So you can't give up. You got to just keep on going. You have to keep on having faith. Even when there seems to be little cause for faith, you keep on having faith. Because right around the corner, there's sometimes a blessing that you would never imagined. And you'll never find out if you don't keep holding on. Truth is, people don't achieve great things because they do great things. They just achieve great things because they do normal things consistently. That's the truth. And there's all sorts of clickbait out there, and it's going to tell you do this one magic thing and your life will turn into, glory and greatness. It's not really like that, though. Because it's not dramatic, it's not appealing, it's not sexy to just say, oh, you're going to get out of bed every day and have a good attitude about life and don't give up and make a few tiny changes here and there to your life to learn from your mistakes as you go, and that's going to be all you have to do. No, people want to say, you buy this thing or you subscribe to this thing or you do some special routine or you believe some particular thing that some charlatan wants you to believe, and then your life will be good. But really, it's not about all the hoops you jump through. It's just about being consistent every day. There's young people out there that'll say, well, how do I make money in my life? Well, the best advice is probably not, here's some magic stock you're going to buy. It's probably just save part of your money every paycheck, Do your employer matching on your 401k or something. It's the simple stuff. Over the course of a lifetime, it makes such a huge difference. But nobody wants the simple answer. Nobody wants to hear something that they can actually do. People want they want to be told the thing that they can't actually attain. They want to be told, if you do this almost impossible feat, then you'll be able to get a return. Because that doesn't require action. You don't have to go do anything. But if I say you have to get out of bed tomorrow morning early, then, well, that means you have to actually get out of bed. That means you have to do something. So just keep on going. Keep on grinding. Remember, whether you believe it or not, the universe is unfolding exactly as it should. So when you know that, no reason to worry, is there? You just keep on soldiering on. All those bears. There's a blue bear, normal bear, a pig. Now see, I have a... All I have is an axe for chopping trees right now, so I can't fight them. So I just gotta run away like a coward. See, I can't even fight that tree creature. Well, anyway, my challenge to you is just this. Don't give up. Learn from your mistakes. Continue to be persistent. And believe that the best still lies ahead. Even if we don't know that, still a good thing to believe it. Till next time. Thank you.